In the last two previous classes, we have studied about the properties of living organisms, right? Can you tell me quickly which two properties that we have studied that are not exclusive defining property of living organism? Quickly write down your answer in chat box. Very good, Jugal, first one. Kalav, right. Growth and reproduction. Bindya, madam. Bindya, madam.
हाँ मैडम
मैडम प्लीज चेक करजो આજે કે કોણ આન્સર નથી આપતું.
ओके
Next, when all cells interact to each other, then it will form. Correct, as is first one. Tissue. Next, when different population interact to each other, it will form. Correct, very good. Community. Now the next part of this chapter, that taxonomy part. Taxonomy, just a second. Taxonomy is one of the branch of the biology in which organisms identify and classify. For that, first understand the little bit information regarding how this taxonomy arises. So first, diversity in the living world, in that, see, on earth there is a large variety of living organisms are present. Okay, आपने भी observe किया होगा. So many birds varieties are there, plants, insects, dog breeds ही देख लो. In that so many varieties are there. Cats are there. Humans में भी different varieties हैं. Okay, so remember, on earth there is a large variety of living organisms. So the number of species that are known and described, the range given between 1.7 to 1.8 millions. This many organisms, living organisms, which are already have been described, okay, identified and described on earth. So see, it's a huge variety. So we can say that it indicates, this number indicates this many variations in life are there. Variations in life, in one term we can represent life meaning bio, variations that we call the diversity. Okay, so remember, biodiversity on earth, diversity in the number and types of organism present on earth. Next, one thing, see, this many life forms are present on earth, but have you ever think about that, like, we know that the plants and animals which are present in our area by their local names. Like one of the simplest example, mango. Mango is a common English name. Mango in Gujarati we call curry. कौन है? Please mute yourself. Okay. Mango in Gujarati we call curry. In Hindi we call aam. So language to language, see, in different places, different languages are used to communicate to each other. So organism is same. That's the mango. But we call this organism with different name. So that indicates what? Suppose another name, another language is there, and the same organism that we know the mango, for that another name is there. तो कोई और प्लेस हम विजिट करते हैं, वहां पे मैंगो ही है, बट वो लोग कुछ और नेम से, तो वी थिंक अबाउट व्हाट कि दैट इज अ डिफरेंट kind of the fruit, but no, actually it's a basically what mango. So problem is what, that same thing is there, but their name vary from place to place. That gives an wrong data that how many that's a living organisms are present on earth. Because अगर यहाँ पे हम कैरी बोल रहे हैं, in another place we call the person called the am, so we think carry and am both are different types of living organisms. Yes or no? Are you agree with this? Okay. So for that, to get a correct, to get a actual data, there is a need to standardize the naming of living organism. Standardized pattern होना चाहिए to give a name. That name, okay, which is common worldwide. So all over the world, same thing, same living organism is known by the same name. Same name meaning which name? Scientific name, or we can say that biological name. That phenomenon, to give a name, scientific name or biological name, that phenomenon we called nomenclature. Have you understood this? What is nomenclature? What is the necessity for the nomenclature? Okay, Galav. Galav, unmute. Galav, unmute.
Hello.
हाँ, बोलो. Give me the reason. What is the necessity for that to develop nomenclature?
So, ma'am, as you explained, you gave the example of mango. So,
Mm,
ma'am, we know that in Gujarat, Gujarati is called it as curry, and when we go to other part where Hindi is spoken, so people call it as aam, and in
correct.
parts where English is spoken, so they call it as mango. So, everywhere different names are there for mango. So, as a result, people can get confused who don't know that what is curry, aam, and mango. So,
Correct.
these three are different things, different living organisms, and as a result, we need to give them a standardized name so that all over the world people get that name and no one must confuse. So this process for giving name is called as nomenclature.
Very good. Excellent. Excellent, Galav. Very good.
Thank you.
So remember, so this is we call the nomenclature first. Nomenclature. Nomenclature. Okay, nomenclature in simple terms we call naming, to give a name or naming of an organism. To giving a name of an organism, remember which name? Scientific name. Always remember scientific name, or we can call them biological name. Clear? Next thing, that to give a correct name, to give a correct name to an any living organism, for that, that organism first of all should be correctly described, first identified and described, means their features. Their basically the basic features should be correctly described. Then and then nomenclature can be possible. Why? Before the nomenclature identification is there, because in most of the cases, name of the organism describe its characteristic. जो name होता है ना, scientific name or biological name, in that name the certain characters, okay, any characters actually of that organism is described by that name. So that's why before giving a correct scientific, proper scientific name, the organism should be identified and described. For that, like one of the example, do you know scientific name of mango? Oh, sorry, one more thing, mango. Do you know scientific name of mango? Yes or no? Mangifera indica. Mangifera indica, it's a scientific name, correct, all of you. Mangifera indica, it's a scientific name or biological name of of mango. Now, ये word Mangifera अभी आपके लिए difficult है, but this word indica, can you tell me indica name suggest what? Correct, India. So the place of origin of the species, this mango, okay, place of the origin कहाँ से है mango, that's the India. That's why, see, so उसको species name दिया, that's a indica. First name है Mangifera, then indica. Mangifera indica. Indica represent the this organism originated in India. So it's a one characteristic feature of this organism. That's why, like that, one more example is that cockroach. Cockroach scientific name Periplaneta. Periplaneta americana. Can you tell me इसमें क्या होगा? Periplaneta americana. This name suggests what? Americana. Place of origin, correct. It's America, right? So one more thing, remember, in each and every organism, in their scientific name, it's not necessary all the names suggest us that place of origin. In that, different characters are there in their name. That's why before giving a correct name, organism should be correctly described. Because in most of the cases, name of the organism describe its characters. Clear this concept? Next. So first process, which one? Identification. Second process, nomenclature. Now, nomenclature to give a scientific name. One thing is there, if anybody at any time can give a name to organism, scientific name, then again the problem is created. Suppose in India, we to mango, we give a one name. In America, to the mango, to give a scientific name, mango is a different one. So again, it's create a problem. We need a name which remains same worldwide for that organism. So for that, certain organizations are required. These organizations, okay, for plants, name ICBN. ICBN, International Code for Botanical Nomenclature. For plants, scientific names are based on agreed principles and criteria which are provided in ICBN. To get approval, okay, all over the world, America, Australia, India, whatever country is there, to get approval for that scientific name, suppose plant is there, so they should get approval from this organization, ICBN. Remember this full form, very, very important. International Code for Botanical Nomenclature. Same way, for animals also, organization like this plants develop, and that name ICZN, International Code of Zoological Nomenclature. These organizations, ICBN, ICZN, ensure that a name has not been used for any other organism. Name, whatever the scientific name given to that particular organism, has not been used for any other organism. Otherwise, again, same problem is there, place to place names. Okay, one organism which has Mangifera indica name, scientific name, that's other organisms suppose have the same name, then it gets the confusion also. So to avoid all this thing, organizations are there which gives the approval for the scientific name, as well as ensure that each organism has only one name. That's the scientific name. And they also ensure that a name has not been used for any other organisms. Tell me the full form of ICBN. Full form of ICBN, all of you write down. Very good. Zil, first one. International Code for Botanical Nomenclature. Kashish, good. Zenil, Tishita, good. Chaiti, Fatima, Jia, Manav, Keith, Henna, Kashish, okay, Rokade. Dia, Vyas, good. Next, write down the full form for ICZ and okay, correct. International Code for Zoological Nomenclature. All of you are correct. Good. Some question answers. Tell me, till date, the number of species that are known and described that range between correct. Only if you have written 1.7 to 1.8, that's the wrong answer. You should mention 1.7 to 1.8 millions. Next, variations in life forms we call variations in life forms we call correct biodiversity. Next, first, which process in taxonomy, identification or nomenclature? First, which one is required? Identification is the correct answer, Himanshi. First, identify the organism described, and second, nomenclature. Now, to give any organism a scientific name, for that, certain principles are there that should be followed. Very easy, very important also for the 2 marks question. Very easy also. Just you'll have to remember, you know the scientific name of humans, right? Homo sapiens. Now, remember this scientific name, and on the basis of this name, you can easily describe the principles of nomenclature. Now, in that first, this nomenclature, this principles of nomenclature, that another name, it's a binomial nomenclature. And these principles are given by Carolus Linnaeus. Remember, these principles are given by Carolus Linnaeus, who is the father of taxonomy. Note down this thing. Carolus Linnaeus is the father of taxonomy. Taxonomy branch developed. Carolus Linnaeus is the father of taxonomy. Next, the name given principles of nomenclature or binomial nomenclature. Binomial nomenclature. Nomenclature to give a name that you know. Bi का meaning क्या होगा over here? Can you tell me? Bi by meaning correct. Two. Nomial name. So binomial meaning over here in a one scientific name, actually two names are there. In a one scientific name, two names are there. See over here that this one is a one name, Homo, and this one is the another name that we call Sapiens. So remember, in a biological name or the scientific name, two names are there. First name that we called genus. First name always we call which one? Genus. Second name we call species or specific epithet. Species or specific epithet. Remember binomial nomenclature in the two names are there. First name we call genus, second name we call species or specific epithet. Now, next point, see the first letter of each name. Genus name, that should be right. Genus name, that should be right with a, or genus name should be start with a capital letter. Genus name should be start with a capital letter, and species or specific epithet name starts with a small letter. Always remember. Next, third point, that if this biological name or scientific name in a handwritten form, it should be underlined separately. It should be underlined separately. आप ऐसे बना दोगे, which is wrong. It should be underlined separately, then and then it's a scientific name. Next, these biological names are written in Latin language. Okay, these biological names are written in a Latin language. Latin meaning what? Why Latin language is choose? Because it's a one kind of that language. One kind of that language. That language meaning what? Just I can give you one simplest example. आप संस्कृत ले लो. यहाँ पे हम में से कोई संस्कृत में बात करता है? No, right? So Sanskrit is a one kind of the now that language. वो अभी यूटिलाइज नहीं हो रहा है इतना. So same way Latin जो है, it's a one kind of that language. So that's why biological names written generally in Latin, but written in italics. Written in which one? Italics. Remember, they are Latinized or derived from Latin, irrespective of their origin. Next, if okay, after the scientific name, if we want to add the author name, जिसने ये name दिया है, okay, name of to give a name of the author. So that name, right after this species or specific epithet name. So name of the author appears after the specific epithet or species. Like Mangifera indica hai. Okay, Mangifera indica. Okay, before that, tell me. Suppose I am written scientific name in this way. Mangifera indica. It's a correct or not? It's a correct scientific name I have written. No. Next, suppose I am written in this way. Is it correct? No, correct. This one is not correct, but you all are correct. Okay. Next one. This one, Atre, wrong. Manav, wrong. Galav, correct. Jugal, Shikha, wrong. One statement I have used. Both the names should be underlined. Remember this. Both the names should be underlined separately, which is not present in this one. If like this, then it's a correct name. Clear? Mangifera indica name given by Linnaeus. So whenever the author name has to be written after the, no doubt that's a specific epithet in a abbreviated form. Always remember in a abbreviated form. Like here example given for Linnaeus. Linnaeus abbreviated form LINN. In this way, author name appears after the biological name. One more thing, remember, this is a binomial thing. Nowadays, one in that the further development is there. Trinomial nomenclature. Nowadays, the instead of binomial, trinomial nomenclature is also there. Trinomial nomenclature meaning what? Genus name, specific epithet, and their sub-variety. Their sub-variety. Like Homo sapiens, now modern humans are there. So there we call actually Homo sapiens sapiens. Homo sapiens sapiens. So sapiens suggests that their sub-variety. So in that three names are there: genus, species or specific epithet, and their sub-variety. So that's three names are there in this one. So name given trinomial nomenclature. In some of the organism, this thing are there. Just for your information. The naming system, remember, given by Carlos Linnaeus, is being practiced by biologists all over the world. Nomenclature, principles of nomenclature, tell me, given by whom? Principles of nomenclature given by whom? Correct, Carlos Linnaeus. Here a pic for Carlos Linnaeus. Carlos Linnaeus gave the principles of nomenclature. Next. In a scientific name, two names are there. That's why we call binomial nomenclature. In that, first name represent genus, correct. Second name represent species or correct specific epithet. Next, genus, first letter should be right in capital, and species, first letter should be right in correct small. Next, these biological names are generally written in which language? Latin, but they are written in italics. Next, if handwritten format is there for this nomenclature. That's a scientific name. Whenever written in hand, whenever the handwritten form is there, then we call, then should be write in a correct, underline separately. And one more thing, when in a printed form, when in a printed form, that form we call italics. That form italics. आपने देखे होंगे कंप्यूटर में bold, italics, underline. So this italics used. Next, author name is written after the name of, in binomial nomenclature, author name is written after the name of correct species or specific epithet. In which form? In which form? Correct, Shreya, first one, abbreviated. Homo sapiens भी Linnaeus ने ही name दिया है. Okay, so Homo sapiens, and after that Linnaeus if written Li-double-N. Next, trinomial nomenclature. So in that, remember, first name genus, second name specific epithet or species, and third word that represent variety. Third word represent variety. Variety word we use in case for plants, and subspecies word we use for animals. One of the example I have given, Homo sapiens sapiens. One more example for gorilla. Very easy to remember gorilla name. Trinomial name, gorilla, gorilla, gorilla. All three names are similar. Okay. Next part, that see, after the naming, first identification is done, second naming. Now the third one is classification. Classification, yes, Saurabh, speak.
हाँ मैम, मेरा डाउट ये था कि हम जो वो ऑथर का नाम सॉरी नाम लिखते हैं ना, मैंगिफेरा इंडिका लिन, तो उसमें
हाँ.
लिन के नीचे भी अंडरलाइन करेंगे?
नहीं नहीं नहीं. Okay, no need to do underline below the author name. Remember, good question, Saurabh. Underline genus, species, and subspecies or variety if trinomial nomenclature. Clear? Now, next one, after see, first identification, second nomenclature, third one, that's the classification. See, after giving a name, correct name to the organism, classification is required. What is the need of classification? So remember, just it gives it helps to easily identify the organism. Next, it brings out similarities and dissimilarities, and it helps in the study grouping. Particularly, grouping helps in study of all types of organisms. So simply, one of the phylum, that Arthropoda. In Arthropoda, insects are there. So their basic characteristics are similar. So when we knew that these organisms, this group of entire organisms belong to same phylum, Arthropoda. So in our mind, the characters, the basic characters are clear, that they have jointed appendages. One thing, Arthropoda, they have jointed appendages. So like that, we can easily understand the organism by grouping, by correctly grouping that organism. For that, classification is required. So classification, basically, it's a process by which anything is grouped into their convenient category based on their easily observable characters. Remember, classification is a process by which organism is grouped into that convenient proper category on the basis of what their easily observable character. Like again, during the field visit, when we see any organism which have feathers, which is a easily observable character, so we should keep this organism in which category? If feathers are present, correct, ewes or birds. Next, we know that basically two varieties of ants, red and black. Suppose we get same features like structure, that's a brown color ant, or the during field visit when we get any organism which has a jointed appendages, so that organism we should place in which phylum? When jointed appendages are there, we should placed in, correct, jointed appendages atre reptilia nahi, arthropoda. Okay, correct. So that's why we should do up first, after identify, to give a correct scientific name, classify the organism. Classify the organism. Just a second. Okay. So classification is the process by which anything is grouped into convenient category based on some easily observable characters. Next point, that term taxa, scientific term for this category. When we use the word this category, so for that scientific term actually that we call the taxa. Some examples are given, that plants, weed, animals, mammals, dogs are all taxa. Now understand this. When we think about mammals, can you give me certain characters for mammals? Which things should be present? So we can call that these are mammals. Can you tell me? Birth of child, वो तो सब में, ओके डिजेक्टली विविपारस फॉर्म करेक्ट, इसमें एक ऑप्शनल एक्सेप्शनल है. Okay, mammary glands are present. Presence of mammary glands, presence of external ears, presence of hairs. These are the characteristic features of mammals. Okay, when we think about mammals, these characters are coming in our mind. Now next, you know that one of the dog variety commonly we call German Shepherd, Alsatian. That when we see that organism, we think about dog or cat. When we see that organism which is look like a dog actually, so when at that time we think about the dog characteristic of the dog. So see, dog is there, understand this. When we say that it's a dog variety, when we see any dog breed, we call it's a dog basically. Dog belongs to kingdom Animalia. Dog belongs to kingdom Animalia. Next, it's a mammal. It's a mammal, and that variety we call simply that's a dog. So when we briefly classify the dog, belongs to kingdom Animalia, one more phylum Chordata, then mammal and dog. So these all are actually category. Animalia is category, mammal is one more category. Then इसका यहाँ पे genus and specific name, epithet name आएगा. It's one more category. So all these categories are there, but this category scientific term taxa. Okay. So this all taxa actually represent different levels. Animalia, it's the highest level. Animalia, that's the highest level, because Animalia, in that all organisms are that, not only dog. So that is the highest level of category. Gradually when we move downward, over here see dog, उसमें सिर्फ genus and specific epithet or species name of dog is there. So that is only for dog, which is the lowest level of category or lowest taxon is there. So understand this. All are basically taxa. Okay, all are basically taxa, each and every category. But each and every category, remember, represent each and every category. Remember, represent different level. Different level. This statement is clear. ये हम आगे जब और हायरार्कीज करेंगे टेक्सोनॉमी तो ज्यादा क्लियर हो. बोलो, this thing is clear. Anyone have a doubt in this? Should I repeat? Okay. Good. That form, see, first to identification, then nomenclature. Now the third one, that's a classification. So with that, taxonomy. Now to understand the taxonomy is very easy. Based on characteristic, all living organism can be classified into different taxa. Taxa meaning what? Category. We can use the term category or taxa. One more term is there actually. Rank भी बोलते हैं इसको. Either category or taxa or rank. All are similar. All are similar. Okay. Next. So taxonomy, remember, based on characteristic, all living organisms can be classified into different taxa. This process of classification we call taxonomy. Earlier classification, okay, nowadays modern taxonomic studies are there. Modern taxonomy studies are there. See, earlier days are there. Earlier days, remember, in earlier days, human beings needed to find sources for that roti, kapda, or makan, food, clothing, and shelter. Okay, on earliest days, I can say that. So they just classify the organism, which organisms are useful, which organisms are harmful. Simple ये classification था earliest time पे. Then further in that so much modifications occur, and nowadays modern taxonomy system is there, taxonomy classification system is there. Initially, only the external features consider, initially the consider of the only external features. Now in that external as well as internal structures, then along with structure of cell, development process meaning embryo development. that thing also over here included. Then ecological information of organism. Ecological information of organism meaning organism live in what type of habitat, which conditions are suitable to it, so in which it can easily grow in a faster way. So these all things form modern taxonomic studies. Remember this line: external internal structures along with that structure of cell, development process, ecological information of organism. So taxonomy basically, I can say that it's a branch that deals with identification, nomenclature, identification, nomenclature, and classification of an organism. Classification of an organism. Identification, nomenclature, and classification of no organism. Now, with this taxonomy, one more branch is related. Taxonomy का ही एक branch है, okay? That we call systematics. That branch of study related to taxonomy is called systematics. Systematic word derived from Latin language, that means systema, which means systemic arrangement of an organism, means proper arrangement of an organism in a classification. Okay, in a classification, you know that huge classification is there for plant kingdom, animal kingdom. So in a organism, okay, newly identified organism placed in their proper that group. Next, remember this systematics, okay, another, this systematics word, just a second. Systematics, or we can say that biosystematics. Okay, another term is the which one? Biosystematics. This term, note down kar dena. This term was coined by Sir Julian Huxley. Sir Julian Huxley in 1940. ये नीट में आता है. Okay. Branch of study related to taxonomy is called systematics or biosystematics. This term was coined by Sir Julian Huxley in 1940. Next, biosystematics, remember, is connected with biosystematics. It's a branch of taxonomy. Taxonomy, modern taxonomy ka hi hai. So in that, you know that external, internal structure along with cell, development process, ecological or information, these things are the main basic of the study. Biosystematics connected with variation, biosystematics connected with variation within a species and its general evolution. Note down this thing. Biosystematics connected with variation within a species. Within a species कौन से variations है, okay, and its general evolution. Its general evolution. Variation within a species. Homo sapiens. Sapiens is a species name. आप देखो, Americans human, Australian humans, Indian humans. Basically, they all are sapiens, but in their features, certain variations are there. So that we call variations within a species. Okay, and its general evolution related, this type of study comes under which one? Biosystematics. Tell me, biosystematics clear? Biosystematics clear? Okay, good. Next, can you tell me father of botany? I think first class में ये discuss किया था, father of botany. Who is known as father of botany? Remember, Linnaeus nahi. Theophrastus, correct. Zanil, good. Theophrastus. Remember. Note down नहीं किया था अभी कर दो. Theophrastus, father of botany. He wrote this information only for NEET. Okay. He wrote a book. That book name Historia Plantrum. He wrote, see, father of botany, so obviously he described about plants in this book, Historia Plantrum, and in this book he described 480 plants in his book. Just imagine 480 plants. Detailed descriptions given for this 480 plants in this book. Theophrastus, book name Historia Plantrum. Next, tell me father of taxonomy. Name of father of taxonomy. Correct. Carolus Linnaeus. Carolus Linnaeus, he wrote 2 books. One named Systema Naturae. Systema Naturae. And other name Species Plantrum. Historia Plantrum is past, remember Theophrastus. Species Plantrum, Carolus Linnaeus. Note down this information for NEET. Father of taxonomy, Carolus Linnaeus. He wrote 2 books. One, Systema Naturae, and second, Species Plantrum. Okay. Now, some question answer. In modern taxonomic studies, or what type of stuff that includes in modern taxonomic studies? First, structure of cell, correct. External internal structure, correct. Ecological information of organism, correct. And development processes, correct. Branch of study related to taxonomy is called systematics. Another term for this systematics, biosystematics. This term, systematics, okay, this word is derived from which language? See, biology के जितने terms है ना, either Latin or Greek में है. Okay. So Latin word, which one? Which Latin word? Systema, meaning systematic arrangement of organism. Next, taxonomy is a branch that deals with dash, dash, and dash of an organism. Taxonomy is the branch that deals with dash, dash, and dash of an organism. Yes, first, identification, identify the organism. Then second, very good, Jaiti, or nomenclature. And third, classification. Next, biosystematic term was coined by Sir Julian Huxley. In which year? Remember, in which year? Very good. Tishita, first one. 1940. Good. Next. Father of botany. Name of father of botany. Theophrastus. He wrote a book. Name of this book, in which he described 480 plants. Historia Plantrum. Correct. Carolus Linnaeus wrote 2 books. Give me the name of the title of his book. Systema Naturae. Correct, Afia. Good. Systema Naturae. And very good, Disha. Species Plantrum. Good. Daksh, Sahil, Vandana. Daksh, unmute. Daksh, Daksh Bisa, unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
आप क्यों आंसर्स चैट बॉक्स में नहीं लिखते हो? एनी प्रॉब्लम? एनी प्रॉब्लम?
Ma'am, actually, my some keys of my pad is not working. That's why I have to
Oh.
click it so many times. That's some problem.
ओके. वंदना, वंदना, unmute. Speak. अनम्यूट करके बोलना पड़ता है. Okay, leave it. In today's topics, that was diversity in the living world, principles of nomenclature, classification, taxa, taxonomy, systematics. Any doubt? Anyone have any doubt in today's topic? Yes or no? "49 students, 48 students, so I need 48 answers." Okay. Now, again, some questions from previous topic, that previous 2 classes topics. Metabolism is a sum of which 2 type of reactions? Write down fast. Metabolism is a sum of, correct, very good. Anabolism, catabolism, correct. Next, Protonema of mosses can multiply by dash. Very good. Senile first, fragmentation. Next, in plants, cell division occurs throughout their lifespan due to the presence of very good, Jaiti, first one, meristematic cell. Next, which organism, or tell me just, mules and worker bees are fertile organisms or sterile? Correct. Next, dash factor affects the reproduction in seasonal breeders, both plants and animals. Correct. Again, Jaiti, first one, photo period. Mahavir, correct. Purva, correct. Next. Tell me. Properties of tissues. Properties of tissues are due to constituent of cells or interaction among the constituent cell. Properties of tissue are due to only constituent of cells or interaction among the constituent cells. Correct, interaction. In the next class, we will study about the taxonomic categories, which is again interesting one. Okay. Now you may leave now from this meet. Yes, Shreya, you can ask. Rest all you can leave.
Ma'am,
Bolo.
Ma'am, Purvat sir is already continuing this chapter, and and I am writing his notes in my notebook. So, where to write this chapter notes?
दो आप आपकी बुक में इधर मेरी नोटबुक सेपरेट बना दो और एल्स आप एक ही बुक में दो पार्ट्स कर दो.
ओके मैम.
ओके, आप ऐसे ही सेपरेट करो. ये पैरेलल अभी चल रहा है, तो आप एक पार्ट में चैप्टर 8 लिखो, साल द यूनिट ऑफ लाइफ. इन अदर पार्ट यू कैन राइट चैप्टर 1.
Ma'am, will you be taking more chapters? So,
बोलो.
either we make 200 pages notebook or 100 pages notebook.
100.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.